So the Miami Hurricanes fired Al Golden as their head coach, right? Miami, it should be noted, is the strangest college football program in the history of the country. Generally, here's the way it works. You win games, you fill your stadium, and then you go to bowl games and your fans follow you, and it's, everybody does that except Miami. Yeah, Miami, during their dynasty, would go for a big road game. Nobody show up. They once played in the Rose Bowl against Nebraska, brought 1,700 people. Nebraska brought 96,000. I don't even know if the state of Nebraska has 96,000 people in it. Okay, Miami is different. They play in a city with a world-class beach. 4 pro teams, maybe 5. It's an international city where 75% of the people who live there, even if Miami was number 1, frankly, have better things to do. You know what Miami's a lot like? USC. Hear me out. 2 private schools. Yep, both in major international cities with world-class beaches. Yes, they're in talent-rich areas for high school players, but they're surrounded by pro teams, prestigious history, in totally distracted cities. And we're absolutely sure USC is a great job. Do you consider Miami one? The truth is, most college basketball and football powerhouses are in desolate, rural, uneventful towns with no pro options. Not a lot of distractions. Everybody's all in, from the local pastor to the local banker. Everybody's on board in Tuscaloosa. Everybody's on board in Ann Arbor. Everybody's on board in Eugene. They're not in Miami, and they're not in Southern California. Are we sure this USC football opening is as good as it is? Do you realize since 1980, before Pete Carroll, USC only won 10 games once? From 80 to Pete Carroll, they won 10 games once. Pac-10 wasn't a powerhouse during those eras. From 1980 to Pete Carroll, once. You got hip-hop stars and agents and comedians and actors hanging all over the programs. Would Nick Saban want that? Would Urban Meyer want that? Unrealistic expectations? Glamorous? If I said to you, this college football job, it is they're in a glamorous city. Would Urban Meyer want that? Did Joe Paul want that? Does Nick Saban want that? Not really. That's not an advantage. In distracted cities, to distract your players, distract your coaches, I'm not sure Miami and USC are that much different. 2 private schools, international cities, lots of stuff to do for players and coaches and administrators. Sometimes those distractions, I just read a story this weekend on Pat Hayden, LA Times. Boy, he's got a lot of other jobs. A lot of options here. Guy running Iowa State, he needs that AD money to feed his family. There's a lot of distractions here. And this is nothing against Al Golden, but I said this to a friend this weekend. I said, everybody's looking for the next big star coach. If the city provides glamour, why don't you go hire rock solid? You don't need a glamorous coach. You need somebody who's a grown-up. Clay Helton and USC beat Utah this weekend. That's the best football game they've played in a year and a half. Disciplined, not a ton of penalties in crucial times, play to their strengths, head down, serious. In glamour cities, you don't need a glamour coach. The city provides it. Lincoln, Nebraska, hire a glamorous coach.